Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about CBT. I've got my notes again in front of me because there's quite a bit to go through, and I hope this might be a method that is useful to some of you, or if you're considering therapy, this is probably one of the most commonly used methods. It's a method that was used on me, and at the time you'd find it quite effective, but it's something that you have to keep going forward with. So CBT stands for Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, and it was first created by psychiatrist Dr. Aaron T. Beck in the 1960s at the University of Pennsylvania. He primarily used CBT to treat clinical depression and anxiety disorders, and he often found that people who were depressed had spontaneous negative thoughts, which he labelled automatic thoughts. This is something that I've actually been through when I was going through my depression. You often get these random thoughts and you don't really know where they've come from, but eventually you learn to manage these thoughts, and CBT did help with that. So CBT is based upon the concept of what we do and think can affect the way we feel. So it's often thought of as a method of changing or fixing how we think, but it's actually looking at how a client interprets their experiences. So our thoughts and feelings are often shaped by our core beliefs, and this can affect how we react and think. A CBT therapist helps their clients understand their beliefs and how these beliefs may have affected their thoughts, and then how they can change these thoughts and feelings to create positive thinking patterns. So one of the CBT methods is an ABC model, and it's based on 3 stages. So there's the activating event, which is sometimes known as the trigger. So this is the part where the client tells the therapist where they experience the negative thoughts. Next is the beliefs. So the client will write down the negative thoughts that entered their head when the activating event happened. And then finally, you look at the consequences of having these thoughts. And this can mean thinking about how you felt and behaved when having these thoughts, and can be split into actions and emotions. So the ABC method is used to identify the thoughts and feelings that a client's having at the time, and whether these thoughts or feelings are true or based on assumptions. And another method used in CBT is the Cognitive Triad. So it's a good way to think of the Cognitive Triad, is like a triangle. So you've got at the top the negative thoughts about oneself, then you've got thoughts about one's present experiences, and then thoughts about the future. And in order to look at each of these thoughts is surrounded by one event that is often negative and can be based on thought processes such as mind reading or overgeneralization. So the job of the therapist is to ask questions such as, how else could we look at this, and set goals for someone. E.g., if someone, for example, has OCD and they like to wash their hands a lot because it helps them to feel clean, but for example, say they're doing it 5 times a day and it's making the hands really sore and red, well, the client might be asked by the therapist to try and limit this maybe to 2 times a day and see if they can eventually keep reducing this behaviour until eventually they only wash their hands when really necessary. So both the ABC method and the Cognitive Triad method can help clients with anxiety, depression, phobias, OCD, eating disorders, PTSD, and addictions. However, it does depend on the amount of work that you're willing to put in. CBT can be thought of as a quick fix, and to be honest, I kind of found that as well when I did CBT. It was quite a short course, and it doesn't always go into the deeper issues, but it can help with the issues that you have every day. So yeah, I would say that CBT does help, but it's a method that you need to keep working at with the different methods that the client has been given by the therapist. So yeah, that's CBT in a nutshell. That's just the basics of CBT. And if you have any questions or any comments, please put them below and I'd be happy to respond. Thank you.